The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. It always seems impossible until it's done. There is no passion for being found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. I am the captain of my soul. I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, and one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. Action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming, but vision with action can change the world. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal that I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. We must use time creatively. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Difficulties break some men but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying, one armed with the hope that he will rise even in the end. I am not a saint unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens but its lowest ones. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. I stand here before you not as a prophet but as a humble servant of you, the people. I am not an optimist, but a great believer of hope. Education is the key to unlocking the world, a passport to freedom. Do not let your past dictate who you are, but let it be part of who you become. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. It is not where you start but how high you aim that matters for success. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Forgiveness liberates the soul, it removes fear. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. It is not the kings and generals that make history, but the masses of the people.